Welcome to Fantasy Legends, my name's Scott, and today we'll be discussing Final Fantasy VII the Remake was supposed to have a basketball game that was actually cut in development. Now, while we got quite a few mini-games in the Final Fantasy VII Remake, such as the squat section, which was in the original, and obviously added ones such as darts, we had a section where obviously we were at a basketball court, but we didn't get to play a basketball mini-game, and I actually think this would be a brilliant idea. And it seems like it was an idea that the developers had, but it was actually cut during development. Now, what was interesting on the Intermission DLC that we actually got the Fort Condor minigame, which was actually later in the game for those of you that remember the original, which I find a bit odd that they added that, but then had a basketball court that you couldn't play the minigame in. Not too sure where they were going with that, but obviously time constraints. Now, they did actually give a reason why they didn't add it in the end, an in-law reason and a game reason, is that the section is the team are trying to be quiet and it's during the night, so they thought that it would be too much out of place if they added a basketball mini-game. Obviously, a lot of the RPG mini-games seem out of place, like, for example, the world's ending and, you're just fishing along, for example. One of the most famous games that was out of place in this sort of manner was probably the Triple Triad game from Final Fantasy VIII. So much things were going around and you would just ask people to play cards. There'd be full-on fights going on and you'd be like, oh, you want to play some cards? Yeah, sure. For me, I just love the mini-games, so it would be brilliant for them to just add more like the basketball. However, having said that, there is obviously the chance that when we get to Gold Saucer in the second or third part of the remake, it would be there. So obviously there's a lot of mini games that are coming up, so there's still more chance for basketball for those of you that want it. So what do you guys think? Do you think it was a missed opportunity? Would you have loved to see them do basketball in this section? Or do you agree with the developers? Was it out of place? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening.